Every few months, a new image or headline promises discovery of giant human bones. Photos, alleged museum displays, breathless eyewitness accounts. It all looks convincing at first glance. But before you click share, ask yourself, is this real or just another sensational story? Today we'll cut through the noise and reveal the facts. Let's start with the most dramatic examples. The giant skeletons that captured headlines and imagination. Imagine walking into a traveling exhibition in the late 1800s. The lights are dim, the crowd is buzzing, and at the center lies an enormous skeleton, twice the size of an ordinary man. People gasp, newspapers print sensational headlines, and the legend spreads like wildfire. But behind the curtain, carved statues, wooden bones, plaster models, elaborate props designed not to reveal history, but to sell tickets. This is the pattern we see over and over again. A flashy claim, a wave of public frenzy, and then the inevitable exposure. Photos circulate, stories grow bigger. People want to believe, but eventually the smoke clears, and all that remains is disappointment. It's like a detective story. Follow the clues, peel back the layers of hype, and the truth is far less magical than the myth. But here's where things get complicated. Giants, in a way, do exist, just not in the way the legends suggest. Medical science has documented rare cases of gigantism, where individuals grow exceptionally tall due to hormonal conditions. These people are real. Their stories are inspiring, and they give us a human scale for what giant can actually mean. Yet they remain individuals, not entire civilizations of towering beings. And sometimes confusion comes from the earth itself. Prehistoric animal bones, enormous femurs from mammoths, giant sloths, or even whales, are dug up and mistaken for human remains. Add in centuries of myth, poor scientific knowledge, and a hunger for the extraordinary, and suddenly a mastodon bone becomes evidence of a race of giants. Fossils and myths tangle together, and what emerges is a story people desperately want to believe, even if the science doesn't support it. Cultural stories only add more fuel. Think of biblical giants, tribal legends, and epic heroes in ancient texts. These myths shape our expectations. When a villager finds an unusually large stone bed or a giant footprint carved into rock, they immediately connect it to these stories. See? Proof of giants. But archaeology demands more than a good story. It demands physical, verifiable, repeatable evidence. So here's the verdict. While unusual tallness does occur, and while myths across cultures are rich with tales of giants, there is no verified archaeological record of an actual race of mythic giant humans. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and in this case, the evidence just isn't there. Science isn't trying to kill wonder. It's trying to ground it in reality. Peer review, measurement, reproducibility. These aren't boring rules. They are what separate truth from fantasy. And here's the part I want you to remember. The next time a picture of a 12-foot skeleton pops up on your feed, stop and ask, who examined it? Where is the scientific report? Has it been peer-reviewed? If those answers don't exist, then it's not history. It's entertainment. Legends are fascinating because they reveal something deeper than bones. They show us how humans dream, how cultures explain the unexplainable, and how we long for the extraordinary. But myths are not a substitute for science. And in the end, the truth is powerful. Because it teaches us not only what the past looked like, but also how easily we can be misled by our own imagination. So if you enjoyed this myth bust, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which giant legend should we dig into next? From the mysterious Nephilim to the so-called giant kings of ancient Europe, there are plenty of claims out there, and together, we'll uncover the facts.